everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and this is take 4, and hoping I can get through this one without any more mistakes, because they weren't even eligible for editing. They were just, I was all over the place. Anyway, thanks for stopping by my studio. If you have been here to the messy studio before, thanks for stopping back. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll like this video and hit the subscribe button, because this is just a small sample of a little bit of everything that I do here in my studio. And in a little bit, I'll tell you why being a subscriber is especially important. Now, this is my first month of taking part in a collab with a couple of other gals here on YouTube. We have Paige, who is Stampin' Girl, and Linda Kaufman, and I will link both of their channels down below. And as you saw with the little trash can thumbnail in the beginning, this is where we can the paper pumpkin kits. Paper pumpkin kits are monthly subscription boxes from Stampin' Up, and you know, you go through, you make a few cards, and then you still got a little bits of this and a little bit of that left over. Or if you're like me, you were really busy and didn't make a lot of them at all, so you have complete kits to work with. So before we look at these, let's talk about the kit really quick. This was Heartfelt Love Notes. It was from January of 2018, which was one of my first years of participating as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We could make 16 cards, and we had 16 craft envelopes, and then everything we needed to make the cards and envelopes. The neat thing about these kits is they come with everything you need, including the adhesives. You might want a piece of paper or a pair of scissors for cutting the ribbon. But other than that, these kits are great for keeping the kids occupied, taking them on the go somewhere. They're really quick and easy to do. Now, we started out, we had a stamp set. Every kit comes with a stamp set, and every kit comes with die cuts of some type to make everything. So we had velour hearts and banners, and then we also had these die cuts, which are trimmed in a rose gold for those, and we had a sheet of self-adhesive banners, and this kit spotlighted Rich Razzleberry and Flirty Flamingo, as well as the Craft and the Whisper White. Now, I chose to use only the Flirty Flamingo for this. And so I've used a lot of the enamel dots, as well as the stamps. I also pulled in a lace trim, and you'll see it in halves here, but it's this from His and Hers from Hobby Lobby. And I just cut this down the middle so that I had the lace strips to go on the edges of my pages, because this was really too wide as it was. Let me stick that pin back in there so I don't lose it. I also used, although I could have used pearls from Stampin' Up, this was laying by my desk. This is pearl wrap from Dollar Tree, and they are flat backed, so they're easy to glue. I also went to a couple of my retired Stampin' Up sets. This is Bloomin' Love. I love this one for this die set and these hearts in particular. And I realized today I'm missing a stamp. Have no clue where it's at. Who knows? But that's okay. I'm okay with that. Anyway, so I used that. I also used this one that's retired called Sealed with Love. And this also has a lot of really cool dies with it. And I used the envelope and this envelope insert. I think that's all I used. Oh, and this, the triple heart or the quadruple heart from this one. And then I had a set of stamps from Inkadinkadoo called Blog Post Box Set. And I used this stamp set. And then I had this one from my stash. You Are the Only One for Me, and Happily Ever After. And these were dollar stamp sets from Michaels eons ago. And I think I may have used this one, which was also a Michaels dollar stamp. I chose to use the Flirty Flamingo ink, as well as Memento Tuxedo Black. And I used Garden Green and the Flirty Flamingo markers to do some coloring. And now, oh, and this was the ribbon that came with it, and I've used this in a couple of places. So let's see what the journals look like. out of the cards, the journals are made strictly from the card bases, and I had enough card bases to do 3 journals. I did 1 in the pinstripe on the outside, and then I did 2 with the rose gold hearts on the outside. I also used, I don't have the spool of the, oh yes I do, this lace from Hobby Lobby in a couple of places. And so I used this as a tie, and what I did was I made sure to catch the ribbon when I did the 3-hole signature binding stitch. I know what it's called. Pamphlet stitch. There we go. So that the ribbon wouldn't disappear. This is where I used a couple of those flower dies and added one of the enamel dots in the center. Oh, and I also used, I think I put the ink away, but this is Teresa Collins gold ink. And I just stamped it on vellum and cut it out and then adhered it with this. I took a little bit of this gold string and tied, it's what I used to stitch the signature together in, and then tied a bow on top of the heart to bring in a little bit more of the gold. Then we open it up, and it opens up like this. And then these cards were also part of the kit, and so I've stamped on them, and then I put add the ribbon in. I had this little Flirty Flamingo mini paper clip from Retired Embellishments. They were part of a card tag kit. And I used some of our retired shimmer white cardstock and a teeny tiny note. And when this is closed, it also actually has, if I wanted to close it, it actually has the sealed with the kissed lips on it. So there's that one on the first pocket. This used our detailed dies, detailed bands die set, and I did this, but they were too wide. Even cutting off just the tabs, they were too wide, so I just cut this out around here and cut this end heart cap out, and then the oval for the center, and that's also cut from Flirty Flamingo cardstock. Another one of those where I brought in more of the stamps, more of the sentiments from some of the varying stamp sets. This one I detailed that heart out in Flirty Flamingo. I added some of the flat-backed pearls, and then I stamped Be Mine in the Teresa Collins gold ink on one of the vellum banners. And then this one here. And I'm going to go back through because I'm not sure how well this is going to stay tied, so I'm going to go back when I can leave this lay open flat and put a little bit of crystal effects on there to seal that. One of those, another one of the note cards. And then this one here, I took those banner strips and I cut one in half, and you'll see where I used one here on the shimmer cardstock. A little bit of that ribbon down the side. This is actually this part here off of the banner, and then off of the full sheet I got a full strip of that I put on there. Another strip of that ribbon just across here on a diagonal, and then added another one of the flowers, and then Happy Valentine's Day in the back. And then when you tie it, you have this. Now, I'm not going to tie this, but like I said, there are 3 of those almost ready to go in my shop. I have one more to put together, but I also played with the envelopes, and I'm not done playing with the envelopes. I still have them to put together, but I made an envelope journal by sliding the envelopes into one another. And then this is one of the first pockets I have done. I've covered it, and they're just a little bit off. I didn't get the envelope squared up the way I wanted, so this one will probably be mine. But then I've added a tab, and I've punched out one of the little hearts from this paper pad. This paper pad was retired. It was called All My Love. It was from our All Occasions catalog for 2018. And I've used all these papers, and the reason I chose this paper pack was because it has Flirty Flamingo and Crumb Cake as two of its colors. So I thought it was perfect for this. So I've just tucked the envelopes in, and then I will go back. Let me pull this one out. And I've rounded the corners here so they'll go in and out of the pockets easier. And then I'll go back, cover all of the pockets, and make cards to go inside all of the available pockets. So there are, I need to put a cover on this, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 pockets in here to put these love note cards in. And I'm just going back through and I'm adding a lot of lace trim. I'll cut more elements out from the paper pads, and I still have these. I've saved some of the vellum hearts. I've saved these. I've saved some of the... I basically split the kit in half and saved half for these journals and half for the other journals. Because, you know, now my brain thinks in journals now, so there's the vellum hearts. And I'll go back and I'll utilize these elements throughout the 2 envelope journals. So that was me. When I'm done here, probably tomorrow I'll finish these up so I can clear my desk and start over. This takes care of my first canned pumpkin challenge collab was with Paige and Linda, and I can't wait to see what box I pull out to use for February. We are here the last day of every month doing the canned pumpkin. So if you want to see what else comes up out of the pumpkin, then you'll want to stop back by here the last day of every month. Normally tomorrow would be part of the mixed media challenge. I'm going to skip tomorrow, and Tuesday I will be back here with my February birthday and anniversary cards. And I hope to get back here Wednesday with my planner, or my CEO Creativity Planner update. But I have to have my car into the garage early Wednesday morning, so there may not be a video this week either, for Wednesday either. So, not tomorrow. See you back here on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, and then we'll see where Thursday and Friday goes. In the meantime, if you are not subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will, because when you are a subscriber to my channel, every Saturday I do Shout Out Saturday, where I pull 5 names from my subscriber list, and I post them in the description box below with links to your channel, so that people who are viewing my channel can come check out and see what you're doing. So I hope you'll subscribe and let me add you to my Shout Out Saturday list. Thanks for joining me in the studio this evening, and I will see you back here on Tuesday. Creative blessings.